150 years, but that I'm not going to get away with.
U.S. President Donald Trump says Washington is in no hurry to finalize a nuclear agreement with Iran, insisting that time is on our side as negotiations continue amid rising tensions in the Middle East. In a Truth Social post, Trump said the U.S. blockade on Iranian ships in the Strait of Hormuz would remain in full force until an agreement is reached, certified and signed. He also reiterated that Iran would not be allowed to develop or acquire a nuclear weapon. However, Trump said negotiations are continuing in what he described as an orderly and constructive manner. His comments come just one day after he suggested that a potential peace agreement with Iran had been largely negotiated and could eventually lead to the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. According to a senior U.S. official, an immediate deal is unlikely, with key details still under discussion. The official says Iran's Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei has approved the broad framework of the agreement, although the outcome remains uncertain. Meanwhile, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian says Tehran is prepared to reassure the international community that it is not seeking nuclear weapons, but he also stressed that Iran would never compromise on its honor and dignity. At the same time, Iran's Tasnim news agency denied reports claiming Tehran had agreed to halt nuclear activities for 20 years or remove nuclear materials from the country. Still, major disagreements remain over sanctions relief, frozen Iranian oil revenues, Tehran's nuclear ambitions, and regional conflicts involving Iran-backed groups such as Hezbollah in Lebanon. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, meanwhile, said he and Trump agree that any final agreement with Iran must eliminate the nuclear threat posed by Tehran. Netanyahu also said Trump reaffirmed Israel's right to defend itself against threats across the region, including Lebanon. Turning to global markets, oil prices fell sharply amid uncertainty surrounding the talks. Brent crude dropped more than 4% to below $99 a barrel, while U.S. crude also declined by more than 4%. Iran's Revolutionary Guards say only 33 vessels passed through the Strait of Hormuz in the past 24 hours after receiving permission from Tehran, far below the roughly 140 ships that typically cross daily before the conflict. Analysts say that while any agreement could help reinforce the fragile ceasefire and ease pressure on global markets, disruptions to energy supplies may continue well into 2027, keeping fuel and food prices elevated worldwide.